Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is CB Harris, and today we're going to take a look at the Glock 17 Gen 4. And I know there's a ton of review videos out there about the Glock 17, and especially the Gen 4 because it's the latest model and version. So what makes this video different than all the rest of those review videos out there? Well, quite frankly, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the Glock. However, I think it's awesome. So maybe I'm a bit confused. There are things that I absolutely love about it. The design is not one of them. I think they're getting better, but let me tell you a little bit of history about me with Glocks, okay? A friend of mine in the military way back 1993 purchased a Glock 17 Gen 1. It felt like a brick. That's what it felt like to me. It felt like you were holding a 2x4 in your hand, and you weren't even holding it comfortably in your hand. The grip angle is hard for me to get used to. It's not what I'm used to, okay? So the first real semi-automatic handgun I ever fired was an M9. I mean, my grandfather had a revolver. I remember shooting it, a little .22. But for the most part, I didn't shoot handguns very much. So the M9 was really the first semi-auto that I had any experience with. And then to go try to shoot a Glock 17 just wasn't comfortable. It just wasn't natural to me because I had a lot of bad habits to break, I guess. So I spent the next however many 20 plus years kind of feeling the same way. Every once in a while I'd go and I'd hold a Glock and be like, no, still don't like it. And that's the way I felt. The Gen 4 came out and I finally was like, you know what? It's not bad. And it's not. It actually is fairly ergonomic. It's fairly decent in the hand. It's not a Gen 1, that's for sure. It is definitely a big improvement over that. But there are a lot of handguns out there that feel a lot better to me. So why would I choose a Glock 17? Why do I have it if I think that it's not the greatest thing out there? Quite frankly, it has to do with three things. The reliability. Okay, it is a proven platform, reliable. I know the Gen 4, they had some issues early on. They worked all those kinks out, and it's back to their reliability that they were known for. So I don't think that that's an issue any longer. So reliability for sure is a big deal. Another thing has to do with the ease of maintenance. Okay, a user can tear this thing down to last spring, pin, whatever, every last piece and part, and you can just do that. You don't even have to be. You don't have to be super mechanically inclined. You don't have to be a gunsmith to do it. Watch a couple of videos on YouTube. I have a couple of videos on disassembly myself. It's not that hard to do. You have to have a little bit of mechanical ability, but not even that much. It's pretty easy to do, and it's quick. You want to change out really any part on here with an aftermarket part or even a factory part, you can do it super fast. Most everything is drop-in. It's fantastic. As far as maintenance goes, as far as upgrades go, it's very simple and easy to do. And that makes it pretty darn awesome. Now, the final thing has to do with the market, the aftermarket, okay? It's ridiculous. If a company makes something for, semi-automatic handguns, it's almost a guarantee they make it for a Glock. Okay? There are whole markets that do nothing but make stuff for Glock handguns. It's insane how much is out there, and most of it is fairly reasonably priced because the market is so large. The supply and demand, you can make the price a little bit lower because so many people want stuff for it. We have holsters, we have striker springs over here. I've got magazines from Magpul. There's a ton of stuff available. We already talked about it, but the slide plate from Strike Industries. I've already done some Zev Technology stuff to the trigger. We have a TLR4 from Streamlight. There's a ton of different lights from different companies, lasers, you name it. They offer it. You want a new frame? There's companies that make that. Like me, you don't necessarily like that grip angle. There's a company that makes a different grip angle for a Glock. Still takes Glock magazines. Company that makes slides, actually some of the same companies. You could replace every single thing in your Glock and still, it's still a Glock technically, but you know what? Every part was changed out. You could easily do that. And that to me is awesome. That to me says, for preparedness, for as far as SHTF type stuff, having a Glock is the way to go. Because the part availability, if I want to have you know, a ton of different parts available just in case, I've got them. I can do that. I can do it very easily and very inexpensively. So that's why I think the Glock is pretty awesome. It's not the design, it's not how amazing it feels in my hand, because it doesn't really feel all that amazing to me. It's okay. But I have other handguns that feel a whole lot better. So, but this is why I choose it. So let me tell you some specs about it now that I've given you the sales pitch. So the overall length is about 8 inches long now. This is, it's made in Austria, obviously, or there's some made in the US now, but it's metric. So approximately 8 inches. Approximately 5.5 tall, and approximately 1 1/8 inches wide. It's a little bit wider than that, but not much. 25 ounces unloaded. Obviously, it's going to be more than that loaded. 17 round is the standard capacity. You can, if you live in a state that, well, quite frankly, if you live in a state that sucks, you can get a 10-round magazine. Actually, that's the way they're going to sell it to you. You can also get a 33-round magazine from Glock. That's pretty amazing. Actually, that would be 3 times as amazing as your 10-rounder. Actually, more than that, huh? Yes, I know math, somewhat. Not much. This stock trigger is a 5.5-pound trigger pull. If you live in New York, it's heavier than that. That's what you get for living in New York, I guess. So, but lots of different springs and things that you can get to make your trigger better. Fairly inexpensive too. You can do it on the cheap. You can actually polish stuff yourself and do it for, you know, just pennies on the dollar there. When you purchase the handgun, it comes with some things. Typically, you get 2 magazines. There's some places offering 3. If you do the Blue Label program, you get 3. It comes with 4, not really back straps. They're more just caps on there, okay? Because you can have off completely and still use it. I have one on here, as you can see. It also has an additional plastic pin for that spot. If you're using one of the covers, it has a little tool for removing that pin. You get a cleaning rod, a cleaning brush, a hard case, a lock, and a magazine loader. You get a lot for your money there, I think. Now, as far as money goes, it's all over the board. Okay, it is the spread is pretty far. If you're eligible for the Blue Label program, again, that's military, police, fire department, EMT, lots of different first responders. You can get it pretty cheap, probably in the low 4s. Okay, and you get that extra magazine. So, pretty good price. If you're eligible for it, absolutely, that is the way to go. If you order it from Glock and have it shipped to your FFL, there is a wait. Okay, the last time when I was looking into it before purchasing this, the wait was about 9 months before they could ship it to you. So, not really, if you're in a hurry, that's not the way to go. However, you can go down to a Blue Label dealer if you have one in your local area, in your state. There's not one in my state. That sucks. But if you can find one, a lot of like police uniform and supply stores will also be a Blue Label dealer. You can just, as long as you show ID, proof that you are who you say you are military, fire, whatever, you can purchase it at a very, very good discount. Now, you're going to pay taxes on it because it's local state type of thing, but it's not going to be too bad. Still, probably in the low 4s. Now, they have a version that has the MOS cutout. Okay, so it has a plate and a little cutout for optics, for like holographic type optics. Some of those I've seen even upwards into the low 7s. I think that's crazy. Most of the handguns, even with the MOS version, if you do a little research, do a little looking, you can find it on like Gunbroker or Auction Arms or something like that. You can find them in the mid-5s. And that's where most of them fit, in the low to mid-5s. So really, a very reasonable price if you ask me. So be sure to check it out. This is the Glock 17 Gen 4. If you enjoyed the video today, I always appreciate it when you like and share. And I want to hear your comments. What do you guys think of the Glock? Not necessarily specifically to the 17. I mean, you can if you want. But what do you think of Glocks? Again, I'm not necessarily a fan, but they're amazing. And that's where I fit. A lot of people are either hate them or love them. I think I'm one of the few that kind of fits somewhere in the middle. I hate parts of it, and I really love other things. But you know what? I am happy that I own a Glock 17. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. I would love to hear from you guys. And remember that your mind, that is your most important tool, and it is vitally important to be armed with information. Until next time, take care and be safe. Charlie Bravo out.